Right, good morning, grade 9s. I actually have presented this lesson, and then at the end I realized I never pressed record. So here we go for take 2. With me I've got Miss Makadu, and she's going to take over from me from next week in my place. So I thought it would be a good time to just let her say hi to you. Those of you who were with Cornerstone or were at Cornerstone last year might remember her because she was an intern teacher in the second term, so she might look familiar, and that's the reason why.
Hi guys, morning. So I'll start teaching you guys from next week. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am to see you, and yeah.
All the best, all the best. Grade 9s, I'm leaving you in very competent hands, and I know that you will give Ms. Makadu your full cooperation, and she's going to come up with many new ideas. She did say she's taking over the outreach, when we're allowed to, as well as the Entrepreneurs Club, and she's got lovely ideas. Much of it will carry on as usual with many more new exciting things, so I'm happy for her to take over from me. Okay, since I missed now the recording, let me just go over this again. This was your apologies, I need to share the screen. I think it's because it's my last time doing this now. I don't know how to do it anymore. There's the share screen. There we go. Right, so this okay, perfect. Thank you, ma'am. When I put this up on Monday, I said you must please look at this diagram and write down your thoughts on the interrelationship of the 3 sectors. So hopefully you identified the fact that none of the sectors can actually operate on its own. Each of the sectors, primary, secondary, and tertiary sector, does need the other sectors as well. For example, if we just look at something as like water and electricity, which is a tertiary service offered by the tertiary sector, all businesses need that. Whether you're a business in the primary sector, whether you're a farmer, and whether you're in the secondary sector, you're a manufacturing business, or whether you are actually selling or delivering or providing a service, every business does need water and electricity. Then for another example, an accountant, doesn't matter in which sector your business operates, you might probably need somebody to do your books and to make sure that you are SARS compliant, etc. And then farmers in the primary sector, they also deliver to businesses in the other primary sector businesses, as well as businesses in the secondary and tertiary sector. So it's important to see that all these sectors work together to the benefit of the economy. Right, so that is then basically on the diagram or the picture that I asked you to think about. We also loaded that video of the manufacturing of a cell phone, and in that you could also see how many components, things that are needed in order to finally have the completed cell phone in order to sell that to the end consumer. So all the sectors are interrelated and are working together in order to produce goods and services to the consumer market. Right, if you've got your textbooks with you, I would like to finish off the last part of this unit or chapter. If you go to page 98 and it carries on to page 100 at the top, I want to quickly discuss the sustainable use of resources in the 3 sectors. Now remember, grade 9s, we are preparing you for future, or to become future business owners, and you might be operating your business in either the primary, secondary, or tertiary sector. But all of us have an obligation to make sure that we leave a better planet for the next generation. And in order to do that, we have to reduce, reuse, and recycle in any of those sectors. Now, you know what we have done in grade 9 in the register classes with regards to the eco bricks, and that's a classic example of what we can do to reduce our waste. We're actually using waste to fill those 2-liter plastic bottles, and we're reusing those plastic bottles for a different purpose. So firstly, they were used as cold drink bottles to store cold drink, and now we're actually filling them with waste so that they can be used as bricks. So they've got another purpose. So we need to try and reduce our waste. If we think, for example, about your car manufacturers, all the plans they come up with in order to make it easier for cars to run on less petrol, and also to think of ways of how to reduce the carbon dioxide emission. Carbon emission. So that's every business owner's responsibility to see what you can do in order to reuse, reduce, and recycle. If you look at packaging that businesses use or manufacturers use, in many cases it's from recycled products. We think of plastic bags nowadays. They say it's plastic, but half of it is actually recycled materials. So there's many ways in which you as a business owner can assist in helping our planet to become greener and actually leaving something behind for our children. So that is on page 98 to page 100. Then on page 100 to 102, that's the last section of this unit, they're talking about the role of the three sectors in the economy. So we have already covered that when we described and discussed the primary, secondary, and tertiary sector. Something that I do want to just stand still at is the types of skills required in each sector. And I want to put it out there that I don't really agree with what is stipulated in the textbook. So I would assume that if a question on this is asked, that it is about your opinion on it, because my opinion is different from what they say in the textbook. The textbook says that in the primary sector, we basically need unskilled labor. In the secondary sector, we basically need semi-skilled labor, and in the tertiary sector, we need highly skilled labor. But that does not make sense to me. If we think of a farming operation, yes, we do need, and in many cases, there's unskilled labor, but lots of those people also have acquired skills, so they can be classified as semi-skilled laborers. And then we need highly skilled people to know when to plant, how to do it. I mean, if you put me there, I will make a complete mess of the crop because I don't have the skills in order to plant. So there must be some highly skilled people in each and every sector. And in each and every sector, we'll also find semi-skilled and unskilled people or labor. So I just want you to think about it. Even in the tertiary sector, where we have lots of selling and service providing, yes, say for example, I'm an accountant, I might be regarded as a highly skilled person or highly skilled labor, but in my office, I might have a lady washing my dishes, and she might be regarded as somebody who is unskilled or semi-skilled. So once again, each of the sectors does require semi-skilled, unskilled, and highly skilled labor. So I want you to think a little bit about it, and if this what is put out here in the textbook, if it really does make sense. Right, grade 9, this basically brings us to the end of term 2's work, and I would like to thank you for working hard with me. Some of you managed to follow everything on Google Classroom and managed to do all the exercises and activities. Thank you for that. I want to assure each and every one of you that even if you have perhaps battled with data or couldn't do all the activities, that no one will be left behind. When you return next week, your teachers will make sure that they find out where you are exactly on which part of the work, and which students need extra assistance with specific topics or sections of the work. So please do not worry. Do what you can, and from there the teachers will take over and make sure that you are properly met wherever your needs or where your needs are, in order to make sure that you pass the year with flying colors. I've got I can assure you that I'm handing over to a highly qualified teacher who knows what she's doing, and she will make sure that you are all fine in EMS, and so will all the other teachers in all your other subjects. The teachers are looking forward to receiving you back next week, Tuesday. I'm sure your friends would be happy to see you actually in real life, and I hope that you will also be excited to return. We've had the great 12s and 7s coming back today. It went very, very well. And it's almost as if you know, not much has changed. Yes, we're wearing masks. Yes, we're doing that social distancing, but teaching and learning are still taking place, albeit in a little bit of a different way, but together the teachers and students will definitely make this work. So please enjoy the last few days of freedom. Maybe you will have more freedom here at school, but and please go well. I will try and pop in now and then to come say hi and hello, and may it go well with all of you. Thank you for the opportunity that I had to teach you this year. I love all the grade 9s, and I wish you all the best. Take care. Bye-bye.